What's up, metalheads? I'm back with a more sleep token. More sleep token? Yes, we're going to check out a video called The Summoning right after this.
Welcome to Eric's React and Review. Music, comic books, movie trailers, toys, and more. Please hit subscribe.
Thanks, Barry. That's my announcer, Barry. Please hit subscribe. Yes. I didn't have to hire nobody from Fiverr. I did that myself. Yeah, I can do voiceover stuff. That's a talent of mine, man. Hey, so yesterday I did for the first time, the idea was, so I got Sleep Token's latest album, Take Me Back to Eden. I got it back in around September, I want to say, but I kept it packaged. I kept it the sealed on, and I was saving it. I didn't even listen to the music at all. I bought the album before listening to their music, before watching any of their videos. I knew what they looked like, and I read up a little bit about them in certain magazines, but knew very little about them. And so I was like, well, let me do a reaction video and see if I like them enough to where I'll unwrap it and listen to it as a whole album. And if I don't like it, then I'll just keep it wrapped up and I'll donate it to charity or something, because it'll be in mint condition and it'll probably be worth a lot of money someday. Um, but the thing is, I checked out Chokehold, which is the opening track, and we did the video. And I loved it. I mean, it's emotional. I mean, I was expecting sort of more of a, I guess you could say, modern metal, emo sounding type of music or something like that. I was expecting that, and that was my misjudgment in a sense. And I was blown away. I mean, the music is awesome. It sounds to me like they got a really good concept going on from what I'm learning from some of you guys who watched the video yesterday. You men and women out there, and yeah, thank you for that. And I got some suggestions. So Invis 666 and Arrow Lodger, couple that watched the video, suggested that I check out The Summoning. Now here's the good thing. I still haven't got it. I still haven't listened to the whole album yet. I was planning to put it on today, before I went to work, but I didn't have time. So, all I heard so far was Chokehold. That's the only song I've heard so far on this album. And so I thought, well, let me do The Summoning now. So, and that'll solidify my wanting to listen to the full album and have it possibly show up in my top 20 albums of 2023 at the end of the year. I do a top 2023 video, or top 20 albums of that year, whatever year it was. I did, 2022 last year. I believe Ghost Impera was tied with Queensryche's DNA, Digital Noise Alliance. Those two albums I just could not. They were both just such brilliant albums, and one had to be number one, but I just could not decide. They're both such brilliant records, two different records, and so I just made a tie. So those became in number one. Right now, my top three are Miraker's new album, Spine, and Metallica 72 Seasons. That's such a good album. I'm not going to tell you what order they're in as far as, but just my top three, and a band called Catatonia, Sky Void of Stars, their latest album. So those are in my top three right now. And so where will Sleep Token rank out? Will it be my top 10, top 5, top 3, top number 1? Let's get into this. The Summoning. Okay. I want to thank everyone for enlightening me on these guys. I believe Vessel is the singer, and then the band members are 2, 3, and 4. One chick, I think her name is Cooper, Jane Cooper. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, but she just said that the drummer is like a drummer god. So yeah, and that the singer puts us all into the music, which it sounds like to me. I really loved his voice. I mean, it's very emotional sounding, kind of a little bit. His voice sounds like somebody I can't think of who. I want to say the singer of Tool, like that that kind of voice, but and then maybe the singer of Stained a little bit. Just he's got that voice that is radio ready, 90s, 2000s stuff. You heard the more popular bands would have that kind of voice or whatever. But and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just at the time when that stuff was happening, it just got a little bit too monotonous. But definitely he's got his own style. One thing that's important to me is when I hear a singer or a musician of any kind, being a musician myself, is I listen for authenticity. I hate speaking. Authenticity. I look for that. And that's what I heard when I heard Chokehold yesterday. especially when that chorus came on. It was just it was a nice build up. And then when that chorus came on, I could just hear the emotion as he's singing the word, even saying the word chokehold in that song. So anyway, let's check out the summary. It's about a 6-minute song, it looks like. So I'm wasting time here. Let's get right into it. All right. And yeah, let's check it out together.
mistake you for a sign from God? Or are you really here to cut me off? Or maybe just to turn me on? 'Cause these
Real quick, that's what his voice kind of reminds me of. What's that guy, Hosier? He was kind of like, I wouldn't say he's a pop singer, but he's a guy that was on alternative rock, I guess you could say. Something about the church. He would sing that song maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was always on the radio. If I got his name right, Hosier or something like this, like a name like that. Anyway, his voice reminds me of that a little bit, which is cool. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I mean, and I do hear a little bit of Tool in there.
days, I would be lying if I told you that I didn't wish that I could be your man. Or maybe make a good girl bad. I've got a river running right into you. I've got a blood trail, red in the blue. Something you say or something you do. The taste of the divine. You got my body, flesh and bone. The sky above, the earth below. Nothing to say and nowhere to go. The taste of the divine.
Whoa, way cool. The video kind of reminded me of the video yesterday where there's like just that one thing. So this must be some kind of concept they're working on or they're doing. Because the video Chokehold had that kind of weird thing that they created and it's like spinning around and it gets revealed. But this looked more like some kind of Shogun Warrior type of thing. Really, but the music, yeah, very powerful. They're doing it very smart. They're not trying to they're not fitting in any kind of category, even though there's always going to be someone trying to categorize them as pop metal or dingent. Maybe I'm hearing that kind of a little bit in the guitars and the drum beat. There's a band called Igor that came out. I forgot how many years they came out, but I got their album a couple years ago. Their latest album, I forgot what it was called. It's been a while since I listened to it, but I really like their style. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. That kind of I want to say 7-string guitars are in there, possibly tuned down low, but it's just very well produced. A lot of soundscapes, stuff that you definitely need tracks live probably to do. Nothing wrong with that if that's the kind of music that they're doing. I'm kind of against bands that use backing tracks, that have to rely on backing tracks in order to play live. But sometimes that's if it's part of the actual sound, like say Nine Inch Nails or any of the industrial style bands that use electronic sounds and computers and things like that they got to get those sounds. That's okay. But if you're a rock band or a metal band, you want to hear real guitar, and I imagine they do real guitar as well. Definitely want to watch some more of their live clips. This video, the one I did yesterday. Sorry, I got my throat's all caught up and I got some weird stuff in my throat. I've been coughing and stuff, so excuse me for that. Anyway, the video I did yesterday, Chokehold, only had like 5.7 million. I thought, damn, that's a lot of views. But apparently, this video, someone was saying this is their most popular song, which is weird because Chokehold has a little bit more of a hook to it, kind of more catchier and more melodic, and not as long. But this song has 13 million views and it's been out for 11 months. So that's really cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're doing, like I said, they're doing it right. They got the image. They're keeping the anonymity to where you don't know what they look like or who they are. I'm sure there's probably some people that do. It's just like Kiss. When Kiss was around, there's people that saw Kiss out in public, but then Kiss would pay them off to where they don't show what they look like under the makeup. This, before they took it off in the 70s. And I've always liked that. That's why I like bands that do that. Like, when Ghosts did it when they first came out, I didn't know, are they changing singers? They got a different singer every album, and then something happened where they had to reveal themselves. I think Tobias Forge got a lawsuit going or something like that, or was getting sued and was forced to reveal who he was and all this stuff. So that kind of took away the mystique, but they're still cool. I still like Ghosts. I'm a big fan of Ghosts. And a lot of people, I've been hearing people compare Sleep Token to Ghost. Or I don't know if there's a rivalry between the fans or if it's a welcoming thing. who cares? I don't really care about all that. You know, you can like both at the same time. They're two different sounding bands to me, but definitely creative, and there's definitely that genius in the band that's created this whole thing. I would imagine the Vessel is probably the main guy that created this whole thing. I got to read up more about him, and yeah. So I'm definitely along for the ride. Again, I got the new album, so I'm going to definitely go back and get the other album. Someone else on the viewer that viewed the video yesterday told me that the song Euclid. He said, "Yeah, when you listen to the full album, don't listen to Euclid yet until you go back and listen to their first album, to the first song on the first album, something about God, the night doesn't belong to God or something like that." I probably got the title wrong, but it's something similar. But I guess that's song Euclid is kind of a continuation of that. So, and that's like the first song in their first album, and then Euclid's like the last song in this album. So they definitely got some kind of cool concept and pattern going, which is very cool. Again, I kind of thought a little bit of Tool in there. I'm not a big Tool fan. I try to get into Tool. I can't, but if there's going to be a similar sound, if I'm going to choose between Sleep Token and Tool, I can get into Sleep Token because not only because of the image, you know, Maynard's got a cool image too. And it's not really so much about the image, but it's just about to me, like Tool, I love the production. Like I love their bass rhythms and the drums, but there's just something really boring about them. It just sounds like their songs just kind of drag to me. Like I'll put a song on and try to get into it, but it just kind of goes like that. Whereas Sleep Token, similar type of thing, kind of progressive in there. I hear some cool time changes, uh, really nice production in the bass and the guitars and the drums. But they're bringing you on this journey, and it's very emotional sounding. Like I could actually feel the emotion. And then, I'm not saying that Tool don't have emotion because I obviously a lot of people get emotion from listening to them. Just music is subjective, and if it doesn't do it for me, it doesn't do it for me. I could try to get it to do it for me. I'm always the type that's going to try my hardest. Like I'm still, since a little kid, I never liked Cantaloupe, but every year I try to like Cantaloupe. I just can't get into it, but I'm going to keep trying. And there's one day I'm going to probably like to eat cantaloupe. And you cantaloupe eaters out there. So one of these days I'm probably going to like Tool. Just, I'm going to keep trying, but I'm not going to break my back trying. But Sleep Token, they're, that's what's up. I'm going to get to know more about them. Yeah. Feed me some more suggestions. I'm definitely going to check out their back catalog. I'm going to go back and get, here's a Sundowning. And then Their Place Will Become Your Tombs, if I'm reading that right. And then their latest album, of course. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to listen to the full thing tomorrow for sure. I got a good window of time that I can pop this record on and listen to the full thing. And I'm going to have to stream it because I don't have a physical copy. I'm going to stream this album and then listen to that Euclid song, the last song, and see what's up on that. So, yeah. I like getting into the lyrics. I like getting into the story. I love bands that do that. I try to do that with my own music as well. And yeah, I think that's one thing as an artist, you want the listener to take them on a journey, but you got to be a part of that journey. You got to take yourself on a journey first before they can understand what journey you're going on, and before they can actually join you or want to join you. Yeah. So, all right. So thank you for joining me on this. And like I say at the end of every video, be kind to yourself, but be kind to other people mostly, but be kind to yourself, because if you're not good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else. And that's a fact, because you got to be good to yourself. You got to be good for yourself. Because again, if you're not any good to anyone else. What good are you if you're not good to yourself? Woo! Yeah. All right. So horns up, peace out, and we'll see you next time. And check out my show, The Metal Block, every 2 weeks.